right, so before tonight's episode, I wanted to share my thoughts as well as some updates on what is going on in the feeds. So I have been staying updated. I know I said I wasn't going to be posting as frequently as before, but there are some things that I'm excited to see in tonight's episode, as well as some other things that I wanted to discuss. So these basement powers. Apparently Nicole lost her pants in the competition, which is hilarious. I'm hoping that we see this in tonight's episode. Danny and Christmas apparently both have powers. Danny is not too thrilled about hers. But again, I'm excited to see these people really talk about what the actual power is. We only know what they're telling other people. They could be lying. Danny says that hers has to do with being able to play in HOH again. So she's like, ugh, my power sucks, blah, blah, blah. But the more she brings up that it sucks, the more I wonder, is she lying? Or is she just trying to play down her power so she's not targeted? Christmas has a power and hers is better, has to do with replacement noms. I guess we'll hear more about it in the episode tonight. This last power, the third one, not sure who has it. There's a lot of speculation that it's Kevin. Apparently he did a signal to the camera. They're also saying it could be somebody that's more secretive, more quiet. Could be Memphis. Memphis was like, oh, I have it, like kidding around, and it was like, oh, just kidding, I don't have it. So it really could be anyone, but definitely somebody that doesn't spill. We saw that Danny and Christmas spilled. There's people that have big mouths, so it has to be somebody that's more secretive. So I could see Tyler possibly having it. Bay and Day were nominated, big shocker. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens after this week. Obviously, one of them will go home. We already know how the veto turned out, and Christmas won it. So one of them will go home. Tyler's game has tanked. He's been quiet, more calculated, trying to stay clear of game talk and just disappearing from the cameras. So smart on his part. Yeah, the whole Bay and Day, Tyler was kind of thrown under the bus, and he's just trying to stay away from everything, which I don't blame him. I would do the same exact thing. I think he's definitely happy that he's not the one that has to take a shot at Bailey, that, this is being done for him so he doesn't have to worry about it. We will hopefully see more of an interesting week next week when this big alliance goes after one another. We see that there are people that prefer Bay stay in the game. I think the guys, Enzo, Cody, and the girls really want Day to stay rather than Bay. Ian also wants Day to stay. Kevin wants Day to stay. So I think Day may stay. Just depends on what happens. Bay is just kind of like, I have a great life out of this. I really don't care. Swaggy's like, come home, screw this whole reality TV situation. As for the veto, it was one of those prizes and punishment type of vetoes. It's interesting that they did this knockout HOH and then this type of veto along with it. But I mean, these type of things keep it interesting, but I'm not looking forward to seeing this veto comp because I'm just not going to really care for the result of it. Apparently Bay and Day both false started, so Nicole and Danny didn't want to take the veto away from Bay when she had it, so Christmas had to be the bad guy and take it. And Bay was saying that, she's not going to come after Danny and Nicole because they did her a solid. So, as I mentioned, Nicole and Danny, along with Christmas the HOH and the noms, Bay and Day, Ian was supposed to play, but they did not let him play. Production said that since he has high blood pressure due to his anxiety, he couldn't play in this extreme heat. They did the veto really early and they had to take a lot of breaks and come inside since it was so hot. And that LA heat, that dry heat, I'm sure takes its toll on them. So it took them a while to finish this veto because they had to take a lot of breaks. David hosted, so that should be interesting. Christmas made a funny comment. She was like, it was harder than you thought, huh? And I don't think she really meant it in a bad way, but it just came off kind of funny. And, David is not the most, how do I put it? The most out there type of person. He's not the most extroverted, so he comes off sometimes a little lost, spacey. So it should be interesting with him hosting his first comp. a lot of firsts for David this season. I know there has been talk on Twitter about who the worst possible winner would be for this season, and there's people that think David because it's, you know, he's just a lost puppy dog. But I think it would be kind of funny that this All-Star season would end with that. Obviously, I don't want that, but it would be like, wow, second All-Stars ends with a David win. You know, I think possibly the worst one will probably be like a Nicole win, since she's already won, and for Nicole to be the first two-time winner, yeah. She is playing the game. You know, even if it's the whole victim thing and we all hate it and we don't enjoy watching it, it's annoying. But I guess you could say she's playing her type of way. And Christmas, even though she got the blood on her hands this week, she's still in a good position, so good for her. I would have never thought that she would play the way she has, you know, even if it's boring, even if she's pushing the whole we're a family thing. Apparently she coordinated a whole family dinner last night. There were people that didn't participate. Enzo was sleeping. I don't think Tyler was there because, again, he's laying low, and I don't think David was there. But everybody else was there, and she really wanted to have a family dinner, which is cute. But, you know, it's Big Brother. We want, you know, drama. We want things to be interesting. But I do think that she has put herself in a good position. She wins comps, and a lot of people like her, you know, and eventually, yeah, the guys will probably turn on her because that's what happens. That's what happened when Josh chose Paul, and, you know, Christmas was left out of that. But, you know, it could very well happen again if she's the only girl left with the guys, and, you know, Enzo has made the comment of she's our pit bull, whatever, and Cody and Enzo just, you know, decide, okay, let's get Christmas out, you know, type of thing. The guys can very well turn on her. Apparently the veto comp was the same one that took Day out in BB18, which sucks. I'm sure she got like PTSD from seeing the comp. I like Day. I wish that it was easier for her to play this game. I wish, you know, she's funny, she makes for good TV. I'm still, of course, rooting for her. But yeah, apparently Day was the first one out this comp. Feeds came back and she was there crying, but she did win $5,000, so that's good. She could take her daughter on a nice vacation. She's fighting, you know, she cried, got it out, and then went straight to campaigning, and I admire that about her because it's very easy to kind of lay down, especially when you're up on the block with somebody that you really care about and you're good friends with. Bae has even said that if she won veto, she would take Day off because, you know, she wants Day to do well. But I do think Day is telling those that, you know, are less inclined to keep her what they want to hear. She went straight to Enzo and was like, I'll take care of you, I'll be your girl, go after people you want, you know, telling him what he wants to hear and what he needs to hear. Christmas has said that she's not a fan of backdooring, and it's like, it's Big Brother, you gotta do it, you know. But yeah, doubt she'll do it. I know the girls are trying to push for a Tyler backdoor, but Christmas is not gonna do that to her guy Tyler. I would be interested to see if there is a girl crew that forms between Day, Nicole, Danny, and Christmas. I don't know how possible it is, you know. It's for some reason hard for girls to work together in this game. They turn on each other, which is unfortunate. You know, it's not all girls, but it does happen from what we have seen. Christmas, interesting enough, didn't tell Tyler that they wanted to backdoor him, but she did spill about other stuff, about how they trust her, Day trusts her, Danny trusts her. So it's interesting the stuff that she does spill and the stuff that she holds back. Also, wanted to point out that Day and Bae took their nominations with grace. There were no blow-ups, you know, which is great, proving those haters wrong. As for the punishments and the outcome of the veto, Bailey had to ride around with a tricycle, and she took it like a champ, you know. She did it super fast. She did her laps. Apparently the tricycle kept on breaking, which is really annoying and unfortunate, but she got it done. Danny apparently got a slop pass, and Nicole got a punishment unitard. She has to wear some type of slop cereal thing. So that's funny, and she made a comment that they like Janelle better because they let her take off the costume. Apparently she has to wear it at all times, shower, pool time, everything she has to have the costume on. So karma, I guess. Interested to see how this episode goes. we see the DR session, so we get more of an idea of what's going on in this house. So yeah, that's all I have. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts on what's going on, and subscribe.